This is one of the most important videos on YouTube. We're going to answer all of your questions today. Who is God? Who is Source? Why are we in the Matrix? What is the Matrix? What is the purpose of being here on Earth? Let's get right into it. This is very important. Subscribe, guys. Tahirah with instructions for humanity. Becoming the black dot is the code out of creation. You've heard that before, right? Creation is already done. But what if I were to tell you that there's something beyond creation? There's something beyond God or gods. There's something even beyond Source, which is the one great divine mind that we all come from. There's something beyond it. What if I were to tell you that you are the answer to this equation? And what if I were to tell you that the black dot is how you line up with the aspect of the infinite potentiality that has not yet stepped in creation? This is what we're going to talk about. Pens and piece of papers out today. Subscribe. Tahirah with instructions for humanity. See, Source is already in creation. Once you get into the game of creation, you must follow the rules and also start to create. But see, creation is a code within itself. So there's something beyond creation, and we're going to get there. But let me bring you there slowly so we get this very important teaching. See, once Source decided to create, what it did was it shot out a creator thought wave, because we are all thoughts in the mind of Source. Once Source sent out that creator thought wave, it now separated part of itself. It produced an ego state in saying, me as a singular being is not enough. I need to express, I need to have more. I'm shooting out a creator thought wave. So we became the creator thought waves. All of the other things living in creation is a creator thought wave. This is also part of Source's ego state. So to be in creation, you must have an ego in order to create, in order to shoot out these creator thought waves. So now that you are a creator thought wave of Source, you also gain the ability to also create. That's why I say we are creator gods. But not only that, you not only get the portion of Source, the energetic soul frequency of Source that is a creator, but when you get a human body, you also get the ingenuity of humanity, the ingenuity of the imagination, which is the key out of here as well. You cannot think a thought that doesn't already exist in creation, because creation is already finished. There's something outside of creation, the infinite potentiality, which is Source, and we're going to get there, and it's more shocking than you could ever imagine. But you have the ingenuity of your imagination, because we get not only the ability to create from Source, but we also get the ingenuity of this human body. We get the breath of life to take action, to get refreshed and renewed. We get the pure spirit consciousness, which is part of the raw materials, the substance of life. That's that water that you're born with, that water that gives birth to you. When your mother's water breaks, you get all of that, and you get all of these organs as well, which all take part in feeding information to you. So you are basically in an incubation, and you are being fed in information through light codes. That's how you're getting the information, through all these other gods that humanity has created. Yes, we create gods because of our human imagination. We have to take energies and we have to express them by giving them faces, images, personalities, and scripts. That's the only way for a human mind to understand who source is. So we give them names like Jesus. We give them names like Muhammad, Krishna, Shiva, Shakti. We give them these names, but they are in fact man-made gods. Guys, once you start to go up a level, these gods are no longer gods to you. These gods are no longer gods to me. Yeshua Jesus is no longer a God to me because I've come up a level. And as we get to what's beyond source, you will start to understand. If an ant is an ant and an ant sees you because of the perspective, you are its God. Oh, God's shadow has been cast on me. I must have done something bad in the ant kingdom. I see the shadow of God, the shadow of death. Oh, God's sun is shining on me. I must have done something right. You are its God because it lacks perspective. Once that ant starts to move up in the ranks of reincarnation and now becomes a human, you are no longer its God. It's the same thing. Once I started to move up in consciousness, we had to start with Christianity. We had to start with being in these religions and Muslim and all of this to understand the God without. You cannot understand the God without. How can you ever have an inkling that there is a God within as well? It was a necessary step. But then when I moved up into now a higher state of consciousness, talking about source, talking about what the infinite potentiality is, talking about the one divine mind, the one consciousness that we all share, which is source. Now my perspective on God has taken a step down because I now know more. I'm not saying I know more than these individual gods, but I know more to not put myself in an ant's POV perspective. I understand that they are master teachers that have taught us little attributes of the all, little attributes of the divine. But there's something way beyond creation. And when you get there in your mind, you can even put source in its right compartment. You will no longer say, wow, the one infinite divine mind is the end all be all. Once I tell you what the real infinite power is. So you are more powerful than source. We're going to get there. And the reason why I say that is because source cannot step down from being source. If it steps down from being source, this whole universe collapses on itself and the expansion of source of the universe stops. But you are a pinprick. You are an aspect of source that needed to be expressed. You are an ego aspect that needed to be created. You are a creator thought wave that got shot out here and now has the ability to create. And now has the ingenuity of the human body and the imagination, which is nothing more than the universe. So you have the feminine aspect, Holy Spirit, and the masculine Father, God of all aspect inside of you, because you are in the earth realm. This is a fallen realm created by Lucifer, the demiurge. This is a fallen kingdom is what this is. God did not create this. Separate teaching. You not only have the ability to create, but the ability to imagine and think and create yourself out of creation by using the imagination. The reason why I'm getting all of this stuff is because I have a vivid imagination. That is where you want to start talking to source. You want to start channeling these messages. Activate the imagination. That's how children always had imaginary friends, and they were real to them. Just as they made imaginary friends, that's it, just as easy as we make gods and goddesses. And we make all of these beautiful creations that we have in technology. It all starts with a vivid imagination. So you are more powerful than source because source cannot leave its post. you can make it back to what's beyond source. What's beyond source is beyond creation. It's beyond the rules of engagement of this matrix. There is an aspect of source that has never stepped in creation. There's an aspect of source that has never expressed a thought wave of singularity, thought wave, an aspect of source that has never exercised its power. Because once it does that, it's now in creation. Creation is your enemy when it comes to wanting to leave, die, and never come back, to leave the matrix, to leave being all in these constant lives, and even being in heaven itself. There is still work to do. So long as you are in creation, you have to stay in constant motion. If you stop, the avatar stops, then the game stops. So the rules of engagement here is when you are in creation, you are energy. You are energy in motion. Stagnant energy in this realm gets dissolved. That's why they always have to have you in motion. We have to create things called money to circulate. We have to create things like jobs. We have to create these different points for you to drop into to keep you in motion, because, beloved, this is about to kill it all. If you were not in motion, then you would be out of creation. Therefore, you would be the infinite potentiality of source, the aspect of source that has not yet stepped into creation, the aspect of source that holds all things. These are all of the raw eggs, because this aspect of creation is feminine in nature. It has all the eggs of potentiality inside of it, and it is an aspect of source that is in waiting. It has not given birth yet. It is pure existence. That's who you are. It is the empty spaces in between every living thing. I can't even stop saying one word and get to the other word without taking that empty pause. That is what I'm talking about. This is the infinite potentiality of the all. That's who you are. And that's where you can go back to, because you have the ingenuity of the human mind. You have the imagination. You have the ability to imagine and reverse creation. Source cannot do that, because if Source did that, then this whole universe, omniverse, falls down. This is how powerful you are. We are pure existence. The infinite potentiality is just holding space for creation, to create. Imagine you have a bank, right? You always have a savings that's holding space for you to create and live your life day to day. You have that safety net that you don't touch, so that you can go ahead and express yourself throughout your everyday life and feel secure, because there is an aspect of your money that is not in circulation. It's the same thing. There is a reserve. This is what I'm talking about. This is higher than source. And once you understand that, you can put gods where they belong, as teachers, as specified teachers that specify in a certain subject for you to learn. That's why I resonated with the Christ, because I've lined up with that aspect of creation, unconditional love. And I respect the teachings of that. Shiva and Shakti are now teaching me, they're deities. They're teaching me about chakras, because that's a ticket out of here too. Becoming the black dot. I'm gonna wrap this up. Becoming the black dot is how you get out of here. What is the black dot? It is lining up with the aspect of creation that is pure existence. The aspect of creation that is just holding space for its creations. The aspect that is not ego-driven. kill the ego, subdue the ego. Meditation daily takes us there. That's why when you sit into a meditative state, you transcend all of your chatter in your mind, all of your thoughts, all of your worries and burdens. You're going into the state of pure spirit existence, just holding space for the sake of holding space. You're lined up with the aspect of creation at that point. You are in an infinite potentiality state. Transcending the rules of engagement here. The duality. Keeping right and wrong separate. You must transcend it. The polarities. All of the stark contrasts that we have here that keeps us separate. Even in our separate religions and our separate cultures and our separate races, it's all a lie. If you keep living by those rules, you will be trapped in creation forever. You'll be trapped not only in creation, but the lower aspect of creation, which is the kingdom of Lucifer. That's what this is. That's what this kingdom is. The kingdom of heaven is God's kingdom. Then Lucifer what? Wanted to break the rules of engagement. Didn't want to follow the rules of being in that creation in heaven, being in that kingdom. So it fell, became the demiurge, created the 12 zodiac signs or gods to have its own system of creation. That's what this is. So you have to defeat the zodiac gods. That's what Christ had 12 disciples. The 12 zodiac gods are the different energies that you were forced to live under. We must defeat them and transcend them. That's the ticket out of here. This is how you become the black dot, the pinpoint portal of existence. Just holding space, the empty spaces in between all living things. I have not stepped into creation. It's the raw dark matter of the universe, of the omniverse, of the ever expansive that is ever expansive. Transcending all of this, transcending the separate chakras, ombre the chakras out until you get to the rainbow chakra, until all of the chakras open up. That's when you get the black triangle, the black dot. That's the way out of here. So when you transcend all of the code that they put on you, I'm writing about this in my book. There's a particular person, it's a feminine energy, who writes the code for this humanity. You must break out of the code to get out of creation. You must break out of, just like Lucifer did. I didn't say it, Spirit is talking. You must break out of the rules. When you break out of these rules naturally of polarities and dualities and all of this separatism, you naturally can't exist in creation because you have broken the code, beloved. You've broken the system. You've went to create your own. That is what Lucifer did. He did not follow the rules of engagement in heaven, so he could not exist in that kingdom. I'm not telling you to be like Lucifer. I'm making a point here that all of these different characters are just energies that we give attributes to learn a lesson. I'm showing you a lesson of what he did. If you want to make it out here, if you want to die and never come back, you must step out of creation. You have the ingenuity of the human mind to do that, along with your ability to create yourself out of creation. Meditate, 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 fast, fast, fast. Die to thyself, die to the body. Become nothing. And that is how you become infinite potentiality, the empty spaces in between all living things. I'm going to leave it right there for today. Subscribe, guys. Help me grow. Put my heart and my soul into giving you guys this information. This is Tahirah. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is. Love is the way. Forgiveness is the key. And truth is the light that will always, always guide us home. Be well.